Hello students, good morning to all of you. Welcome back to the class. So the last class we have discussed about the topic liberty and various kinds of liberty or various types of liberty. So in this class we will continue the same topic, what is meant by liberty and what are the various kinds of liberty. In the last class we have discussed about natural liberty, we have discussed about civil liberty and political liberty. In this present class, we will discuss about what is meant by economic liberty. Okay, so we will discuss briefly about the economic liberty. What is called economic liberty? So before learning about this economic liberty, we will go forward for the introduction point. Liberty. This is the quite difference, distinctive quality of man. Okay, when we are comparing with animals, man is quietly liberal. More freedom will be given to the man because man is a social animal. Next, now liberty is generally understood in the two ways or two sense. If you wanted to understand the liberty, one is called positive liberty and one is called negative liberty. So liberty can be understood mainly in the two sense, one is positive liberty and negative liberty. Now what is meant by, first we will go forward for the negative liberty. Negative liberty is nothing but absence of restraints or constraints. What is meant by the absence of restraints or constraints? Any type of limitations, okay, any type of restrictions, they were called as restraints, setting certain limits. Whenever anybody is setting up certain limits, that is called as constraints. So absence of any type of restrictions and limits, okay, that is called as negative liberty. So liberty is mainly classified into two types, one is positive liberty and negative liberty. Negative liberty is nothing but any type of absence of restraints and constraints are called as negative liberty. When we are talking about the positive liberty, when in the positive liberty, if you remove all types of constraints, and mainly these constraints are mainly removed for the development of human beings, then that is called as positive liberty. Children, already restrictions will not make the human beings to let to develop. Whenever development take place, there will be no restrictions. If you have to remove all type of restrictions, then development will take place. Okay, so in the positive liberty, we have to remove all type of constraints, all type of limitations, okay, all type of restrictions. Why we have to remove everything? So that human being should develop properly. Meaning, when you are talking about the liberty, liberty is originated from the Latin word libertatem, which means the conditions of being free man, freedom. Okay, or there is one more meaning of liberty. Liberty is originated from the Latin word liber, which means to set free from all type of restrictions. Whenever if you are setting freedom from all type of restrictions, then that is called as liberty. Okay, that is the meaning of liberty. Now this is one of the economic liberty, is one of the important liberty. Okay, economic liberty is quietly related to the political liberty, because economic liberty is very important, so that a man can able to exercise political liberty also. If he have economic liberty, then only man can able to exercise political liberty. So economic liberty is very, very important. How? We will discuss now. Everyone have right to live their livelihoods. Children, everyone wanted to survive in the life. Everybody have that life. Okay, everybody wanted to live. Right to life is there for everybody. If you wanted to have a right to life, first of all, what we have to need is right to survive. Okay, to survive, this freedom should be given. Whenever if you are giving all type of freedom to the people, then they can able to survive. First one, right to have a freedom from fear, any type of fear. Okay, you should not have any type of fear. Right to have a freedom from hunger. Okay, whenever the government, already we know that in 2012, okay, during this period the government have enacted an act which is called National Food Security Act, so that the people should free from hunger. Okay, so at certain extents, if you see that the government is providing and improving the conditions of the food security. Why the government is providing the food security to the people? So that the people should be free from hunger. Whenever the people are free from hunger, they can able to survive in the society and they can able to lead a good life. Second thing is starvation, death due to hunger. The people should be free from death due to hunger. Children, normally when we are talking about starvation, we have to go for 1945. During 1943, during this period, if you see, alone in Bangladesh, if you see, in West Bengal, during that time, Bengal is a very big country, state. So during in West Bengal, if you see, large number of people, nearly 10 lakhs of people were died without eating food. So large number of people were died due to starvation, hunger due to death. So people at present conditions, what they wanted is they should not meet death due to the hunger. So for that they should get some provisions, they should be free from starvation. Second thing, unemployment. First important thing is unemployment. If the people are employed, unemployment is nothing but whenever the people are not employed in any gainful sectors, whenever the people have no jobs, when the people are not employed, when they are not working in any gainful sectors, then that is called as unemployment. Okay. So if people are employed, then they can able to survive in the society easily, but if the people are unemployed, then it will be very difficult to survive. So here, if you wanted to develop the economic liberty, we have to protect people from all these conditions, all these provisions, and they should be free from insufficiency of resources, insufficiency of income, or whatever the insufficiencies will be there. People should be free from insufficiency of any resources such as water, insufficiency of jobs, whatever might be. So here the point is economic liberty. If you wanted to develop, first of all the people should get freedom from all these important provisions. Whenever the people will be getting freedom from all these provisions, then they can able to develop economically. First one, people should get freedom from fear to survive, or whatever the fear. So first of all, there should be no fear. If there is a fear, you can't survive in the society. Economically, you can't develop. If you wanted to develop economically, you should be free from fear. First important thing is fear. Second thing is hunger. So we wanted hungerless state. We have to abolish the hunger. Whenever if we are abolishing the hunger, then people can develop. Starvation, hunger due to death, that is called starvation. So if you wanted to remove these types of condition, what we have to do? We have to increase the food production. Maximum food production we have to increase, and we have to provide food security to the people. Government have provided many food securities now. For example, ration shops are there, Anganwadi facilities is there, due to which the government is providing maximum foods to the people. Our midday schemes we can find in government schools. Government have enacted many midday schemes in the government schools. They are providing free food. So like that, government is doing a lot of things at each and every section. Starvation, if it is removed, this starvation, hunger can be removed only by increasing the food production, and also by providing food security to the maximum number of people. If they are providing food security to the maximum number of people, then hunger and starvations can remove. Unemployment, government should increase the maximum employment facility so that unemployment can reduce. If there is an unemployment, people cannot earn their livelihood, and the people feel difficult to survive in the life. So unemployment definition is whenever the people are not employed in any gainful sectors, then that is called unemployment. For that, unemployment conditions must be removed. If there is a provisions of removing unemployment in the society, then our problem economically we will develop. Economically, if we wanted to develop, this all problems should be abolished, or this all problems should be reduced. Insufficiency of any resources must be abolished. This is one point. Next we will go forward. There is a provisions for minimum wages. Every person should provide a provisions of minimum wages. Why? Because most of the conditions, if you see, there are many people, their minimum wages are very low. So government should fix the minimum wages. If the government will fix minimum wages, then what will happen? Everybody can able to survive easily. There are many industries today also, the minimum wages are very, very low, because these minimum wages still they are fixed by the employer. So employers are fixing the minimum wages very low. If the minimum wages are fixed in very low quantity, then it is very difficult to survive. So economic liberty, if you wanted to develop, then what the government should do is, there should be the provisions for fixing the minimum wages, right to work. Every person should be given right to work. Okay, this is one point. And unemployment conditions must be removed. Sickness, whatever the sickness coverages should be given. Okay, health due to sickness. So there is a provisions for sickness coverages. Sickness coverage must be given. Okay, and adequate leisure should be given. Holiday should be given. Adequate leisure should be given to the workers. Okay, continuously, suppose if the workers will work continuously, then they will feel sickness also. So adequate leisure, in the sense adequate leave should be given to the workers. And representations, workers should be given representation in industries. Representation in the sense, worker should also take decisions as far as management in the industry. Workers should be given leadership quality. Workers should be given leaderships. If the workers are giving leaderships, or if the workers are giving representation to take part in the decisions, then industries automatically will develop, and the conditions of workers also will improve. So this is the main thing. So children's, economic liberty, if you wanted to achieve, first of all, these important provisions must be abolished, and few provisions should be enacted here, such as minimum wages government should fix, right to work should be applied fruitfully, unemployment must be removed, sickness coverages must be given. Okay, for example, if any person met with any type of sickness, then the paid leaves must not be deducted. Sickness coverages, there should be a provision of sickness coverage. Adequate leave and adequate leisure facility should be given to the workers who are working in industries or any offices, and most of the workers must be given representation in industry. So I explained that economic liberty is related to the political liberty, because economically when the people will develop, then they will participate in the political affairs also. For example, voting rights, suppose elections are there, when the people are economically developed, that peoples are only participating in the elections. So first of all, if you wanted people should enjoy the political liberty, then we have to develop the people in terms of economic liberty. Economically we have to develop the people. So that is one point. Okay. Now if you see that in most of the elections, only 60% of people are participating, but not 100%. Remaining all the people who are not participating in the elections are mainly from the poor class. So if you uplift the poor classes, if you develop them economically, then in the next time onwards they will participate in the political affairs also. So this is economic and political liberties are greatly related to each other. So here we have discussed what we have discussed. We have discussed about the various types of liberty. In this point we have discussed about the economic liberty. Okay, everyone should have right to survive in the society. Every person have right to livelihood. Every person should be there is a provision to remove fear, okay, from the citizens. There is a provision for removing hunger from the society. There is a provision so that people should get freedom from starvation, people should get freedom from unemployment, and people should get freedom from insufficiency. Every central government should fix the minimum wages, right to work should be implemented effectively, unemployment must be removed, sickness must be removed, adequate leisure facility should be given to the workers, and workers must be given representation in industries. Then what will happen? Economically the workers will develop, and economically if the workers will develop, then they will participate politically also in elections. Okay, they will participate in the elections and all. That is one point. So children, we have discussed about the economic liberty. In the next class we will continue the same topic, okay, with a new part. Okay, thank you very much everybody.